Hi everyone and welcome to our weekly reading. So in this reading we just find out what other messages we need to hear for this week, looking into the weekly energies and anything else we need to know. So we're going to use the Moonology deck. I've also got the Witches Tarot, and I will be using my Spirit Animal deck as well to get some advice for us. So let's find out. Okay, so straight away this week, Spirit is saying, do not let the past hold you back. So something from the past may be revisiting you this week. This could also be a message for you to start looking forwards. Perhaps you have been holding on to the past a lot recently, and now you need to start looking ahead again. You need to maybe break free of something from your past, which has been kind of like restricting you recently, really. I do feel like things have been fluctuating. We've had a lot of movement. We've had a lot of, changes in the energy, and, you could be finding it quite difficult to ride this wave. Maybe it has been triggering, some memories, some nostalgia. It could very well be that someone has come in from the past here and rocked the boat a little bit. So let's get a spirit animal for this week, and then we'll get stuck in with the tarot. So we have the toucan. Now the toucan is believed to have the ability to move between worlds. This asks you to connect with your spirit guides or seek higher knowledge. Whatever you are feeling curious about, this is a good time to explore it and learn more. So this week, the toucan is our spirit animal guide, encouraging us to bridge that gap between where we are now and that higher knowledge for us to access. Really connect with our spirit guides to receive the best guidance possible. So if you're feeling like you need more clarity this week, then ask your ancestors for help. So this week, what is it we need to know? The shadow side. This is definitely something from the past revisiting us. I feel like this week we are being faced with old shadows, old connections. Something from the past is coming back, and we have to deal with it this week. We can't keep ignoring this. It feels like maybe we won't know what to do when this happens. Maybe this is going to be a very confusing time. I do feel like whatever is revisiting us from the past, it's going to cause us to reshuffle things in our life. It's going to ask for our energy. I feel like this could very well start to try to pull on us a little bit. So if this was someone coming back, then they may be bringing quite a heavy energy with them. This person could be coming to you for healing. Maybe this person is feeling you kind of moving on and distancing yourself energetically, and I do think this person kind of pulls on your energy a lot. So yeah, this could be a person from your past coming back, and this really putting you back in their shadow space. I feel like they bring this heaviness with them. Now if this is a old situation which we are revisiting, then it's important not to think negatively about this, but to actually deal with the elephant in the room. I think we know that there's something here which has been affecting us, something from a past which we haven't healed, and this week we have to face it. Don't forget, we are in Venus retrograde right now, so it might be that something's revisiting us, and this is something we need to face related to relationships or finances, or our own kind of creative energy here. So yeah, whatever it is that is coming back, it's coming back in for us to reevaluate. Karma, unfinished business, unresolved karma here. So yeah, we do have unfinished business with this past situation or past person, and it seems like we cannot move forwards until we've dealt with this once and for all. We have to dive back into a shadow space so that we can move into the light. I do feel like this is not necessarily a really challenging week, but a week where there's going to be lots of synchronicities, lots of nostalgic feelings. You may very well see someone pop up here out of nowhere, but this is a week where we can actually deal with some kind of karmic lesson, and we can grow from this. By the end of this week, you may very well have come out of this temporary cycle of darkness and already feeling better, already feeling brighter and more optimistic. I feel like this week is more kind of challenging our relationship with money. So if someone does come back in, this could be a person who, you know, did create financial difficulties, because it really feels like this is just linked to money or maybe career rather than it being romantic. But, you know, it could be for different people. So, facing the shadows, dealing with this unresolved karma, it's a slow and steady week. It's a week where we might not feel we're making much progress. I did say that during this retrograde, it's going to be up and down. We're going to have, you know, highs, and we're going to have those lows. And this is a week where it just feels slow. It feels like we're not making progress, but we actually are. Sometimes it's not about how far you've traveled, but the work you've put in along the way. So if you do hit some kind of roadblocks or obstacles this week, then there is a way through this, but it might mean you have to kind of get off your horse and, you know, do a little bit of manual labor before you can get back on and see some progress. We've got the 8 of Swords. So this week, it does seem like, you know, you're feeling worried about something. You're feeling maybe worried about money, worried about, you know, what's going to happen next. Where are you moving towards? Are you making progress with your goals? Now, with the 8 of Swords, you're not seeing things clearly. So this week, it's very easy to get clouded by the shadows, you know, to forget that there is light as well. Everything exists together. So where there's shadow, there's light. Where there's light, there's shadow. Sorry about that, guys. Technical problem, but I'm back. So yeah, everything exists together. And this week, it's very easy to get caught up by the shadows, but we forget there is light here as well. So with that 8 of Swords, try not to look at the worst side of things. Try not to focus on the negatives, because it's easy to get absorbed in this anxiety. But actually, you know, we do have a good outcome for the week. Let's have a look. Let's see, where are we ending this week? What is the outcome? What is the outcome? Okay, so we've got the 3 of Swords, but with the Star. So it's not all doom and gloom this week, but it is going to be a week of healing. By the end of this week, you could be feeling like you've healed something you've been holding on to for a long time. So with the Star, there's this sense of renewal. So we are moving away from the past. We're moving away from old restrictions and limitations, moving away from old hurts. But it is difficult. You know, it's a week where I think emotionally we may feel challenged, but you know, there's light at the end of the tunnel with this Star card. You know, there is going to be a sense of optimism again by the end of this week, because you'll be feeling how far you have come, you know, how much emotional healing you have done throughout the week. And by the end of this week, it seems like you'll have maybe closure on something. Maybe you will have accepted a disappointment within a situation or a relationship. This week feels like it's going to be a little bit heavy, but you know, not all readings can be, you know, really positive. And you know, it's important that we do get the honest messages we need to hear, and clearly Spirit wants to just give us the heads up. It might be a bit of a challenging week. It might test you emotionally. It might be a little bit tiring, perhaps a little bit slow, but you are going to be releasing a lot of the past. And these are things which have been holding you back. These are issues from your past which have actually been playing on your mind and, you know, stopped you from having the energy to move forwards. So this week, it's more a week of reflection and, like I said, revisiting the past, but so that you can feel rejuvenated, so that you can be ready to move by the time things change. So any other messages we need to hear for this week? Page of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. So, you know, this week, there's some inner child work to do. This is about nurturing your inner child, mothering your inner child. It feels like that's what's being triggered right now. So you may approach situations this week from this wounded child perspective. It might be that you're triggered easily, you're very reactive this week. Emotionally, you could be up and down, really struggling to find that balance. But the more inner child work you do, the more you try to nurture your inner child, it seems like that's going to help keep you grounded and keep you focused on the positives. You know, that's the way that you bring light into this situation. It's really through inner child work. So guys, we're going to go into the extended. I want to find out some more guidance for this week and see what we can do to make the most of this week, because it's clearly going to be a little bit tricky. So let's see how we can navigate this energy the best. So if you're resonating with this reading, if you want to find out more about this week ahead, then check out the extended on my Patreon site, sacredspace.co.uk. I'll be back here on Wednesday with a timeless love reading, but thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you over on Sacred Space for the rest of the video. Telling us that this week you will find ways to move forwards, and if you can, just lean on the people around you. I think if everyone can pull together this week, then there's going to be more progress. It's when we all get consumed by our own troubles that we forget to support one another. That's when everyone struggles. So if someone is needing your help this week, then give it to them, because it might be that you need help. For the extended version, visit www.sacredspace.co.uk. Click on the Spirit section at the top of the page and find the video that you want to purchase. You can also filter by category and choose Extended. Click Purchase to buy this individual video, or sign up to the Evolve tier for full access to the Sacred Space site.